Thank you. Okay, Jan, walk us through your setup and what we can do to help.
Okay, I share my screen. Okay, here's my screen. So right now I am building the process with Stripe so that customers can subscribe for my marketplace here. And after that, they should be able to open their billing portal to get their invoices, change the plan, and so on. And for that, I already watched the video for the Stripe integration with Drew or from Drew. And this is the page here, and I have the upgrade buttons here so that they can change which plan. And here on this, there is also that I create a customer in Stripe and have the checkout and everything. This is working right now, so I can show it here. I made another test a couple of minutes ago, and here I had a user. It was already created, so I had the checkout session and the payment, and this was working. But the next step after that is that the user should go into the settings and have a button for to open the billing portal, the customer portal. And with this one, I have the problem so that I have the Stripe customer billing portal. And no, I see that's the wrong one. I tried to modify this one, but this is the correct one. And here's only these two options, the secret key and the return URL. And I run this, and after that I always get this error that the parameter invalid empty customer, and we can see that the customer is empty here. So my question is, why is it empty and how can I fill it?
Did you say that you got another error in between there, like in the console of the, like when you click the button directly in the console there or something, or was there another error involved?
There is another thing what is not working before, but it's not with Stripe. It's actually with my the database. So the other thing is I have a thank you page, and for the people who are buying here, they have the success URL from this page. And on this page, actually, I tried with this thing. I tried to check if the user is active, or if he has the active subscription. And if yes, I would like to update his database so that he has a number 1 for the tariff and otherwise it's the 0 for the not pro users. And this is also not working, but I'm not sure if this affect the other thing, because this only I think it's the problem with my, I don't know why is this flow not working, and so the database is not checking. But actually in Stripe, I have there are the 200 and okay API calls. So
Are you creating a customer in Stripe?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So yeah, here it's before. So there is also a customer creation.
Yeah, I think it's like Bildr is not sending the customer. So I'm wondering if in the actual preview, like when you're clicking the button to go to the portal,
Mhm.
if there's an error there somewhere that something's happening that's not sending the customer, or like maybe it's just like maybe we changed something how the users are structured and it broke that action. That's more what I'm thinking, because it's clear that it's not sending the right customer ID, but the customer ID is supposed to be attached to the user, you know, the Bildr user, like behind the scenes, kind of
Yeah.
something we pre-set up.
And I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that action grabs it from the current user, right? Like in the preview when you're testing, you're authenticated with an actual user.
What do you mean?
Like in the
When you click
preview.
portal, you're signed in with a Bildr user for sure. I think you confirmed that you were.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I checked. I will check that.
Maybe we can look at the action type for that customer to see like where it's trying to even get the customer ID from. Because maybe it's what Drew said. It's like it's
But it sounds like if both customer related actions don't work, maybe like where we're storing the customer ID changed, or maybe like pointing to the wrong users table or something. Could be something inside the action like that way. That's my best guess right now.
Okay. So
like,
it would be something
yeah, let's
here.
go into the action type and let's go find that customer billing. I think it was like open portal or something like that.
The billing portal.
Yeah, open that one. And then go to the JSON tab. And then I think we'll need to scroll all the way to the bottom till we get to the functions here. Scroll up a bit. A little bit more here. Scroll up a little bit more. So it looks like it's doing a filter set.
Oh, it's filter set ID 5, right? That's not correct anymore.
This 5?
Is that right,
Mhm.
or is it 15 that's current user?
No, 5 is, it depends on the project, but I think it's correct. Let me see. I don't remember.
I thought now the user's got
Or
a
it's
view ID
dynamic
and it's
now,
different
isn't
for
it?
every project.
Yeah, it is different.
So like it'll
That's
basically never
why
be 5.
it'll never work. We can statically find it for this project and set it here, you know, because
Yeah.
it'll never change for this project anyways, and he'll be good to go. But that's why it's failing. It's trying to get the ID of the current user for a filter set that doesn't exist in this project.
Basically like the old way we had users, and then we upgraded how users worked
Mhm.
pretty long time ago at this point.
Yeah.
It seems like
Okay.
it broke.
Nobody's
that.
using Stripe.
Nobody's getting paid.
Yeah, so for this one, I'll need to go find what that is in your specific project, because I don't think we show the current users anywhere in the
Right.
data collections. So I'll have to, Jan, you'll need to add me to this project as a collaborator, and then I'll have to go find that and manually fix this one for you.
Okay. Yeah. You are already add
Okay,
to the
cool.
project. Yeah.
What's the project name for this one?
Hello, podcaster.
Okay, it is that one. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's
that one.
added to
Right.
my list. And then I'll take
Okay.
care of that for you. And then, but that's what it is. It's just referencing the wrong ID. So that's why
Okay.
I'm never finding the current user. But it'll be a quick
Okay.
fix once I get in there.
Yeah. And so it's for the billing portal and for the check the active subscription. Is it the same?
It would be the same.
More or less?
I'll run through
Yeah.
all the Stripe actions and make sure
Okay.
anywhere it's referencing the current user, I'll make sure to
Okay.
update it to the correct one.
Oh yeah, perfect. Okay.
And then I'll chat you once I get that all ready for you.
Okay, cool.
And then we will need to go review those actions and
Yeah,
update them so that it grabs that dynamically.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah, so you will do it later, right?
Yeah, I'll take care of
Yeah,
that later
okay.
because I'll have to go find the tables and it'll take me a little
Yeah.
bit to get all the IDs.
Okay.
But yeah, your setup looks good. Once we get that resolved,
Yeah.
I bet it'll all work and then you should be good to go.
Okay, perfect. Then I'm happy. I'm waiting for that.
Was there anything else, Jan, or you're ready to go?
Well, the other thing is just with the confetti on my thank you page, but I think I will try it with the Lottie files. So
Yes,
yeah, I
thank you,
will
Chief.
watch
Those are
the
much cleaner.
tutorial and then.
Yeah, it's
I
super
will-
easy. You just drag the
Mhm.
element and then either do directly URL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
perfect.
Lottie.
So I think I
They're so
will do
cool.
that.
The only
Okay.
catch to that is you might want to set the position to fixed and then set the div to relative so that you can put the Lottie wherever you want. So it's stuck on the screen in the right place. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Okay. Well, Jan, if you need to hop off, thanks for letting us take a look at that. And then Dorian or I will update you once we've got that fixed. And then I'll also chat and release notes when we have it fixed for all
Everybody.
of the Stripe actions in the toolkit.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Jan. Okay, so let me see who all is in the chat. So it looks like Tunix came in and Sarkan. So hey, welcome. All right, so it looks like some of the people who needed some help aren't in the call yet. So we can just, if anyone has anything, or Alex, if you wanted to talk through the export, does anyone else have anything they wanted to chat about or maybe take a look at?
I can show the one thing on our list with the form data API call. It was like, it's basically like I can talk about it because we don't really have a solution yet. We're gonna try to fix it.
Yeah, what was the deal with
doesn't
that?
need to be. It's basically like we've heard this from several times, but just like twice in the last day, where someone needs to do an API call using a method of I don't know what you call it, like a body type of form data. So if you try to do that through the Bildr API call action, it fails every time. Like something's wrong with that specific type. But I have done it, like if you do it on the front end with just JavaScript, it's pretty straightforward. So basically, the answer to like doing form data right now is that we have to fix it on our end first. So we're going to go look at it. I have like an example set up where we can test and have the devs figure out what's going on.
Mhm.
But I figured in the meantime, maybe I can just share my screen. I think I have it pulled up already.
Awesome.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I figured I can just show this. And then if someone needs this, basically like talk to me in Discord and I can just put it in your project because this isn't like a real function. This is like, I was trying to make this function upload to Pinata, and you have to use that form data method, and I couldn't get it to work with our server side stuff, which means I couldn't use a secret key. So this is like a finished action that would be really useful, but I can't put it in the studio because it exposes your API key. But basically, for anyone that's going to try to do this, like if you're watching this in the future to figure out how to do this, it's this much JavaScript in an action that I'd be happy to just copy and paste to you or go into your project and put. But basically, it's you're creating an image out of what you upload with this function here, which like takes any URL of an image, puts into a blob, then creating a file from the blob, then creating a form data object, and then appending that file. So it's like kind of straightforward, but you'd never really know to do it. So this is a shortcut for anyone that needs to do that. The only downfall with this method is like, if you can tell right here, this is an API key and it exposes it in the browser. So like I use this because I don't really care if someone knows my Pinata API key, but for certain other things that are more sensitive, you wouldn't actually be able to use this solution.
Okay. All right, Drew, thanks for the workaround. Who was asking about it? I can't remember.
He
Actually,
was for one, and then I think
And Josh.
okay, that's right. Josh wanted to chat through that. Okay. Cool. I'll send him this clip. Okay. We do have, I don't know if y'all can see it or if I can paste this, but Bexley, and if anyone has anything they want to talk through or just like a subject they want to learn more about, just chat it or unmute yourself and ask and we'll talk through it. But let me see, Bexley had chatted in like that office hours thread that's up in general, where he wanted to know how to put a widget into his site, and he had chatted the text. Can you guys see that? If you go into general, there's a questions and topic requests thread in Discord.
Yeah, I think you have to
And-
like hover over the.
And this is what that's what he chatted. Would that be easy to show? And then I can just ping him on the replay.
Yeah, I think so. Just pasting that code, yeah. Here, let me share my screen.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he says it's some sort of widget.
Yeah, it looks like trading view.
Oh, it may be like a conversion, a money conversion thing. I'm
It's
seeing
like,
like
yeah, like charts.
here,
Sorry, it's
USD.
taking a second because I can't find this screen. All right, this will work. Share your whole desktop. Let's do it in here. So yeah, so there's an element, a pretty new element that's called code block. All right, let me show what he was trying to do here. Or they, I don't actually know who this is. So this is just like a code snippet, which is like, it could be anything basically, and it's comes from an application, so you don't even need to care what's in it basically. But if you copy that and do this code block element, the properties, you can just leave this tag name div and paste any code you want in here. And sometimes, like if you run, in this case, this will all work, but sometimes like if you run into trouble with inserting a script tag, other places in the studio, you hit that, you can change this tag to do like a script or styles. Like I use this for CSS animations. But in this case, like keep it default and just paste any embed code right into here. And then that'll render on the page. So like this will just render whatever chart that is, Euro to USD.
Awesome.
That's all it is though. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, and that you can use for any embed code, you said?
Yeah, it's like the point of this action was like a way to just put any code you want in there,
Mhm.
and Bildr will accept it and just output it exactly as you typed it.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. That will
Sorry,
be
Drew.
easier.
So what triggers that? Do you need an action or it just?
Well,
on the-
sometimes you do, but like for certain things, so you'll include a script and then you need an action to trigger something. But in
Okay.
this case, it's just an embedded chart. So just when the page loads, this script will automatically load that chart. It doesn't like it triggers itself. In this
Gotcha.
case doesn't need it. This is similar to like embedding a video. Like if you embed a YouTube video, you don't need to trigger that either. It just embed code and works.
Cool.
Neat mesquite. Okay, well, Jan is back for some more. Whenever you're ready, you can share your screen. Let's see. Autosave for the email login ID is not working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I share my screen. So yeah, I have I'm logged in here in my app, and I have the email address. It's the login ID, but if I change div, it's autosave. I get the message, but when I reload the page, I have the old email address again.
Yeah,
So actually,
I don't
Can't
think it
do that.
allows it, right? I don't think you can change once.
restricted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's like an
explain-
incorrect error message, maybe like we might be returning that it saved, but it'll never save because like Bildr's core won't allow you to change that email address.
Okay.
So, sorry. So how would Jan get around this? And it's a security thing,
Mhm.
Jan, where the only way that you can you even change it in the UI?
No.
I don't think
No,
so.
okay, once the login ID is set, it's set. If it was just an email address, you could absolutely change it. But I think that's unless you created your own login ID field that was separate, then I think you would be able to do it, but you wouldn't have the security that this one does.
Okay. So can I change it in the backend for a user if a user want to change the email
Or-
address?
No, like the only
Also
way
no?
you could do it would be like create a second field, a new field, a custom field that you would
Mhm.
use for the email. And then our
Okay.
internal login ID would be the one that gets authenticated. But yeah, right now it's locked down and there's no workaround. The only way to effectively change is you literally would have to delete it and recreate the new one with the different one.
Okay. Yeah.
What's the reasoning for that, Dorian? Is it just security, like so no one can ever hack or log into an app
Yeah, we had to
and
save
change?
any modifications to that for that reason, and just because email is considered sensitive data also. It's also why we don't return the email when, like, if you're requesting the users list and you're not authenticated, we actually don't even return a value. But I don't know, it's just how we implemented it, but it's definitely something we can review and see, if we want to unlock it at a future date.
Okay.
Yeah, did that make sense to you on if
Well, yes. So right now I don't have a user who want to change the email address. So yeah, don't worry. But
okay.
Yeah,
if
right
the
now,
first
like
user
you can,
comes, yeah,
you can
well,
create a UI, like
Because-
if they're trying to change it in the background, you would just delete that one and create a new one. Because,
Mhm.
like do the get of the current one and then create a new user using all the things, just send it with
Yeah.
ID 0 and that would create the new one, a replica.
Yeah, but what about any
okay.
related data?
If you have related data, then you'd have
You'd
to
have to go update it.
you'd
There
have
is
to
that new
go
mass
get the
update
old
option.
ID, replace it with the new ID, and do a single save of all the data. It's doable, but it will
Okay.
take a little bit of work.
Okay, yeah. And if the email address would be changed, it would have an effect on the Stripe payment as well, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's also a problem. in
It's
this thing.
another problem that you'd have
Yeah,
to,
yeah, okay.
so maybe just don't let them change it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good to know. So that
Yeah, because it's like it all breaks everywhere.
yeah,
No more links.
all right.
I guess a good halfway point, like in theory, is if they needed to change like where they get emailed, right? You could just create a separate field for email address and you could change that and it wouldn't affect anything. And then wherever you have any audit, if you have automated emails going out, then you would just pull or point to that field, right?
Yeah, okay.
And that would be
But the login would be
Login would always be the old one.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's exactly how I log into my like gas company to pay the bill. It's like it's my really old email address, but everything, all the emails come to my new stuff. They just won't let me change my login.
Yeah.
I think probably if that was the case, then I would have people, I would have email address be something separate and then login ID would not be the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, I think like one of my student loans, my login ID is like C Mayave 22, right? But my email address is something that's completely separate and I can always change that. So that could potentially be an option if it was just like visually it looks or makes more sense for them to have, a unique login ID and then have like a set email address. If
Well,
it's
the
just
other
a
thing
visual
too is
thing.
sometimes it's like if you sign in with crypto, then it's not an email address for your login ID. It's like MetaMask dot a wallet ID. So
Right.
that you have to store another email if you need to have an email.
Mhm.
It's like, so it's almost like you treat we use the email to be unique, but really you just treat that as a separate ID field and add your own email always. It's probably good practice.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good conversation to have. Sorry, Jan.
No problem.
Okay, anything else?
Hey,
No.
hey guys, this is Sarkan. No, I'm sorry. I'm a bit, late, late night here. So I had a very quick question that I was, quite stuck with because I did my best to change, the style, but I wasn't very successful on doing it. So I thought might be, good venue for asking some support here because, I'm totally a newbie with the coding, have no experience at all, but I like the, the idea of no coding, and I just, want to do something, with myself. So if you don't mind, I'll have a very quick question that, that you might maybe support me on that one.
Yeah, of course. That's what this time is for. Is it
Okay,
something
great.
where you can show your screen and we can take a look? and
Yes,
help
of
you?
course. I will be more than happy to share my screen. So yeah. So here is actually the thing I'm trying to do is, I have by the way, I just, duplicated what I learned from the data relation lesson that was on the Bildr website, right? So I have my list of items here, and they are all actually token IDs, right? And I'll just show you the how it should be working. So when I have some token IDs in the database here, they are, so when I click one of them, it makes an API call to the ENS metadata. It fetches the picture and the name and all details. But here this string, right? I think this is called the string of arrays, right? This comes as a bundle. It's not decoupled. So what I did was I had some filtering here, and I was able to decouple this here, the created date to another grid list here, right? So these are actually the Unix timestamps.
Yep.
So what I'm trying to do is, if there is any way of doing this whole separation in a simpler way, that I can decouple all these arrays. Let's say arrays like created date separate, length separate, segment separate, and have them in another table so that I can do some math calculations on them.
Yeah. You
So
should be able
I'm not sure if
to.
I explained in detail.
No, yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we need to look at where it's coming in, but it's probably a matter of parsing through the response to the API and just like how you can access each individual field and value.
Okay.
So what do we need to see?
Maybe in the preview, right? Maybe the network. We can just look at
Yeah.
the response
Yeah, it's probably fastest.
just to see what the structure looks like.
So this view you mean, or
Go back to the other tab, the tab you have open on the right,
okay.
and then open the network tools so we can see the network, the developer tools, I mean, sorry. Yeah. And then
Okay.
go to the network and then click on one of the items that will do the API call. And then expand that one that says HTTP call. Yeah, click on that. Oh.
You can go back just a
Oh,
second.
yeah, go back. I think you double clicked on it.
Yeah, I think this Zoom, is not letting me to choose the tabs now.
Yeah, okay, so with that one selected, go to the preview. Is it in the preview or the response? I can't remember.
I think either. It'll probably be the same.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's scroll. Let's see what that content looks like.
Would you like me to
Maybe
go
we
over-
can, if you click that little at the bottom, there's like the little bracket things. It should format it for us, right? Maybe not.
Oh, I didn't know that. If it does, that'd be a cool hint. I usually just look through it.
No, it doesn't. No, sometimes it does. It depends on how it comes back, but I think because it's escaped, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I see all those things in there, like trait
Yeah, it
type,
looks like they're just direct paths, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the metadata, link from, I believe, the ENS is that I'm using to fetch the API data.
Yeah.
Yeah, this all. Yeah, this is the all information from the link. It's gathering through this flow here, fetch API data.
So you
And
should
it's
be able to
actually-
just target it by the property name and that's it, right? I didn't
Yeah,
see
I think
any
so.
any hierarchy in there.
I think so right now you're getting the API response and just setting that into an element. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I'm actually concatenating, the API call to this is the static, information here, which is the ENS contract ID, right?
Mhm.
And the domain name, and the token ID comes from the element, which is, in the text input.
Yep.
And then, when I make the call, by the way, this brings all the API response, and the table I'm referring is this one,
Yep.
which gets the data from here, and it gets from the value, the trait type. This is the string that it gives to this whole table here. Where is it? Yes, here. So this one, this trait type is this table here, which starts from here. You see,
Yeah.
trait type, expiration date, display type. Bildr makes a very good job bringing all them together, one item by item here. But this is a single item that it takes, and what I did was I was able to filter out and that item, for example, the created date item via filtering it. So that was something like here I think I did.
But you just want them direct, right? You want them separate. Is that what the goal is?
Well, yes, because
Because I think you just don't need the grids, right? I think you just
Yeah,
have
that's what I was
the
gonna
elements
suggest.
direct and you just set values direct.
yeah, the reason I'm asking is because this is a Unix timestamp, right? I need to make this look like a date, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And in order yeah, please.
Yeah. So you can do, like, if you want to keep it like that, then you can just add a path. Be what, like date to local string.
Yeah, well, the trick, you could do a path or an action, but the trick is like you don't know if it's going to be a date or if it's that length or if it's the word letter, because
Yes.
it's going through that, it's all the same page. So one way you could solve that would be like a condition statement where you're like, if this is a date, format it like a date. I think that's a little more complex. The other way, which is what Dorian mentioned first, is instead of setting that API response value into a grid, you can just like have 6 elements down the page. Like it could be the same as that grid row. It'd be like the key and then the value, but they're manually there. And so when you, instead of setting them and letting Bildr like repeat it dynamically, you would just say, the one would be value.0.key. I don't remember what your key names were, but you could like target it more manually, basically.
Because then it's a direct reference per value, and then you can format each
You can do all the
value,
formatting you want on it. Yeah.
and then you don't have to do conditions.
But we could like, if that makes sense enough, we could guide you on how to set it up now. Or I mean, it's up to you kind of how you want to format your app. If you wanted to keep it in the grid, then I would say, yeah, you do a condition when the grid page loads and format depending on what the value is with actions.
Okay. Well, let me try my own, see if I'm able to do it. So it really, I think the best way to learn is to try and learn. Otherwise, it's not easy. So well, I'll try that. Thank you.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, and just let us
Yeah.
know if you need help. I mean, we can keep
course.
explaining
Thank
any of
you.
that or go to the next step.
Yeah. Sarkan, this is why we have this time. It's to walk you through things and show you how to do things. I know you can learn best by doing, but if it would help you for us to, set it up, we're happy to do that.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, does anyone have any topic suggestions or something they want to learn more about? Or anything that they need help with? Where's my elevator music? I should have some elevator music just queued up and ready to go.
Right? You just have to join the Discord.
Oh yeah, let me just
channel, apparently.
do that or just start a huddle in Slack.
Oh, right. It does play music. I don't like the music in the Slack. It always throws me off. Like,
Where's that coming from?
yeah.
Okay, so I think it sounds like we can go ahead and call it 15 minutes early and we'll pick up. We do this every week, so you know the drill. Come if you need help with anything or if you have any questions. Sarkan, I know that you said you're new to Bildr. Is there, what you're doing is amazing already for someone who doesn't know code and is just getting into no code.
Well, the platform is amazing, to be honest, because, with literally no experience of Java or anything, I was able to, write all of this stuff because it's like, a Photoshop of code, right? You can just, do whatever you want through simple, items and logic. So I really, enjoy spending my time. So yeah, I'm a bit late to coding, almost 40. So
Never too late.
Yeah.
never too late. Yeah.
Never too late to learn. And whatever you're learning here, you can apply to pretty much any other tool because you're learning fundamentals as you go too, in a way. So yeah, it'll serve you no matter where you decide to build. So welcome to Bildr. I'm glad it's a good experience so far and you're able to start working on your project. So do let us know, please, either in the Discord or join us anytime for some help.
I will for sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
excellent. Well, everyone, it was a pleasure today. Thanks for letting us have this time with you. See you next week. And for live building next Wednesday. So if you liked that, we'll do it every Wednesday. So have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.